Steel fittings present several advantages over die-cast alternatives. Firstly, cost is a significant factor. Steel fittings are generally less expensive than die-cast fittings, which can result in substantial savings, especially when dealing with large quantities. Secondly, steel fittings offer enhanced durability. They are more resistant to breakage and cracking compared to die-cast fittings. This increased durability minimizes the risk of leaks and other related issues, ultimately contributing to reduced maintenance and repair costs. Thirdly, versatility is another key benefit. Steel fittings are compatible with a wider range of applications compared to die-cast fittings. They can be used with both steel and plastic pipes, making them suitable for both indoor and outdoor installations. The increased versatility simplifies inventory management and reduces the need for specialized fittings. In summary, transitioning to steel fittings can be a strategic decision for companies aiming to optimize costs, enhance durability, and improve versatility in their operations. When considering the choice between steel and die-cast fittings, a thorough evaluation of the specific application and requirements is crucial. Factors such as pressure, temperature, and the type of fluid or gas being conveyed should be taken into account. Steel fittings are available in various grades and types, each offering different levels of strength, corrosion resistance, and pressure ratings. Selecting the appropriate type of steel fitting is essential to ensure reliable and safe performance. The installation process for steel fittings is similar to that of die-cast fittings, but proper technique should be followed to prevent leaks and ensure a secure connection. Threaded connections should be properly tightened and sealed with appropriate pipe sealant or tape. Welded connections should be performed by qualified welders to ensure a strong and leak-free joint. Regular inspection and maintenance of steel fittings are important to identify and address any potential issues before they escalate. Signs of corrosion, leaks, or damage should be promptly addressed to prevent failures and ensure the continued integrity of the piping system. Consider the specific requirements of the application, including pressure, temperature, and the type of fluid or gas being conveyed. Select the appropriate type of steel fitting based on these requirements. Ensure that the installation is performed correctly by qualified personnel. Implement a regular inspection and maintenance program to identify and address any potential issues. By following these guidelines, companies can maximize the benefits of using steel fittings and ensure the long-term reliability and safety of their piping systems. The cost savings associated with steel fittings can be significant, especially for large-scale projects or ongoing operations. The increased durability of steel fittings reduces the risk of leaks and failures, which can minimize downtime and maintenance costs. The versatility of steel fittings allows them to be used in a wider range of applications, simplifying inventory management and reducing the need for specialized fittings. When making the transition to steel fittings, it is important to consider the compatibility of the fittings with the existing piping system. Ensure that the threads and dimensions of the steel fittings match those of the pipes and other components. It is also important to select the appropriate type of steel fitting for the specific application. Different types of steel fittings offer different levels of strength, corrosion resistance, and pressure ratings. For example, stainless steel fittings are often used in applications where corrosion resistance is critical. Carbon steel fittings are a more economical option for less demanding applications. The installation process for steel fittings is similar to that of die-cast fittings, but it is important to follow proper techniques to prevent leaks and ensure a secure connection. Threaded connections should be properly tightened and sealed with appropriate pipe sealant or tape. Welded connections should be performed by qualified welders to ensure a strong and leak-free joint. Regular inspection and maintenance of steel fittings are essential to identify and address any potential issues before they escalate. Signs of corrosion, leaks, or damage should be promptly addressed to prevent failures and ensure the continued integrity of the piping system. By carefully considering these factors, companies can make a smooth and successful transition to steel fittings and reap the benefits of cost savings, increased durability, and versatility. The benefits of using steel fittings extend beyond just cost savings and durability. Steel fittings are also environmentally friendly. Steel is a recyclable material, so using steel fittings reduces the amount of waste that goes to landfills. Steel fittings also have a longer lifespan than die-cast fittings, which means they need to be replaced less often. This further reduces waste and conserves resources. In addition to being environmentally friendly, steel fittings are also safe to use. Steel is a non-combustible material, so it will not contribute to the spread of fire. Steel fittings are also resistant to corrosion, which means they will not contaminate the water supply. When choosing steel fittings, it is important to select the right type of steel for the application. Different types of steel have different properties, such as strength, corrosion resistance, and weldability. It is also important to choose fittings that are the right size and shape for the pipes they will be connected to. Proper installation is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of steel fittings. Fittings should be installed by qualified professionals who are familiar with the proper techniques. Regular inspection and maintenance are also important for ensuring the long-term performance of steel fittings. By following these guidelines, companies can ensure that their steel fittings are safe, reliable, and environmentally friendly. Furthermore, steel fittings offer advantages in terms of pressure handling capabilities. Steel generally has a high tensile strength compared to die-cast materials, allowing steel fittings to withstand high pressures without deformation or failure. This is especially important in applications where high pressure is a factor, such as hydraulic systems and high-pressure pipelines. Steel fittings also exhibit excellent resistance to thermal stress. They can maintain their structural integrity and sealing performance even when subjected to significant temperature variations. This makes them suitable for applications where temperature fluctuations are common, such as steam lines and heating systems. In addition to their superior mechanical properties, steel fittings are also readily available in a wide variety of sizes, shapes, and configurations. This makes it easier to find the right fitting for any application, regardless of its complexity. Steel fittings are also compatible with a wide range of joining methods, including welding, threading, and flanging. This provides flexibility in installation and allows for easy integration with existing piping systems. When selecting steel fittings, it is important to consider the specific requirements of the application, including pressure, temperature, fluid compatibility, and regulatory compliance. Different types of steel offer different levels of performance in these areas. For example, stainless steel fittings are often used in applications where corrosion resistance is paramount, while carbon steel fittings are a more economical option for less demanding applications. It is also important to choose fittings that are manufactured to recognized industry standards. This ensures that the fittings meet certain minimum requirements for quality, performance, and safety. Proper installation is essential for realizing the full potential of steel fittings. Fittings should be installed by qualified professionals who are familiar with the proper techniques and who have the necessary tools and equipment. Regular inspection and maintenance are also important for ensuring the long-term performance of steel fittings. Fittings should be inspected periodically for signs of corrosion, damage, or leakage. Any problems should be addressed promptly to prevent further damage and ensure the continued safety and reliability of the system. Steel fittings have a proven track record of performance in a wide range of applications. They are a reliable and cost-effective choice for connecting pipes and other components in fluid and gas handling systems. Their superior strength, durability, and versatility make them an excellent alternative to die-cast fittings. Ultimately, the choice between steel fittings and die-cast fittings depends on the specific requirements of the application. However, in many cases, steel fittings offer a compelling combination of performance, cost, and environmental benefits. When evaluating the cost-effectiveness of steel fittings, it is important to consider not only the initial purchase price but also the long-term costs associated with maintenance, repair, and replacement. Steel fittings generally have a longer lifespan than die-cast fittings, which means they need to be replaced less often. This can result in significant savings over the life of the system. In addition, steel fittings are less likely to leak or fail, which can reduce the risk of downtime and production losses. Another important factor to consider is the environmental impact of steel fittings. Steel is a recyclable material, so using steel fittings reduces the amount of waste that goes to landfills. Steel fittings also have a lower embodied energy than die-cast fittings, which means they require less energy to manufacture. This can help to reduce the carbon footprint of a project. Steel fittings offer several advantages over die-cast fittings, including lower cost, greater durability, increased versatility, higher pressure handling capabilities, better resistance to thermal stress, and a smaller environmental impact. When selecting fittings for a piping system, it is important to carefully consider the specific requirements of the application and choose the fittings that offer the best combination of performance, cost, and environmental benefits. In considering the shift towards steel fittings, it is also important to address potential concerns or misconceptions. Some individuals may believe that steel fittings are heavier or more difficult to install than die-cast fittings. While steel fittings may be slightly heavier, the weight difference is generally not significant enough to pose a major challenge during installation. Furthermore, the installation techniques for steel fittings are similar to those for die-cast fittings, and qualified professionals can easily adapt to the minor differences. Another concern may be the potential for corrosion in steel fittings. However, various types of steel fittings are available, including stainless steel and galvanized steel, which offer excellent corrosion resistance in different environments. By selecting the appropriate type of steel fitting for the specific application, the risk of corrosion can be minimized. It is also important to implement proper corrosion prevention measures, such as applying protective coatings and using cathodic protection systems. Furthermore, steel fittings are often perceived as being less aesthetically pleasing than die-cast fittings. While die-cast fittings may offer a smoother and more polished appearance, steel fittings can also be painted or coated to achieve a desired aesthetic. In many industrial applications, aesthetics are not a primary concern, and the functional benefits of steel fittings outweigh any perceived aesthetic disadvantages. In summary, the shift towards steel fittings offers numerous advantages in terms of cost savings, durability, versatility, and environmental impact. While there may be some concerns or misconceptions regarding the use of steel fittings, these can be addressed through proper material selection, installation techniques, and corrosion prevention measures. By carefully evaluating the specific requirements of the application and considering the overall benefits, companies can make an informed decision and successfully transition to steel fittings. The advantages of using steel fittings extend beyond their immediate cost and performance benefits. Steel is a strong and durable material that can withstand harsh environments and demanding operating conditions. This makes steel fittings a reliable choice for critical applications where safety and reliability are paramount. Steel fittings are also resistant to fire and extreme temperatures, making them suitable for use in high-temperature environments. In addition, steel fittings are non-toxic and do not leach harmful chemicals into the fluid or gas being conveyed. This makes them a safe choice for use in potable water systems and other applications where purity is essential. Steel fittings are also easy to maintain and repair. Minor damage can often be repaired by welding or patching, extending the lifespan of the fitting. Steel fittings are also readily available in a wide variety of sizes and configurations, making it easy to find the right fitting for any application. When choosing steel fittings, it is important to select fittings that are manufactured to recognized industry standards. This ensures that the fittings meet certain minimum requirements for quality, performance, and safety. It is also important to choose fittings that are compatible with the fluid or gas being conveyed. Some fluids and gases can corrode or degrade certain types of steel. Proper installation is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of steel fittings. Fittings should be installed by qualified professionals who are familiar with the proper techniques. Regular inspection and maintenance are also important for ensuring the long-term performance of steel fittings. Fittings should be inspected periodically for signs of corrosion, damage, or leakage. Any problems should be addressed promptly to prevent further damage and ensure the continued safety and reliability of the system. Steel fittings offer a compelling combination of strength, durability, safety, and reliability. They are a smart choice for a wide range of applications where performance is critical. While die-cast fittings may offer some advantages in certain situations, steel fittings generally provide a better overall value. By making the switch to steel fittings, companies can save money, improve performance, and enhance safety. The benefits of steel fittings often extend beyond the immediate application. Using steel fittings can contribute to a company's overall sustainability efforts. Steel is a recyclable material, so using steel fittings reduces the amount of waste that goes to landfills. Steel fittings also have a longer lifespan than die-cast fittings, which means they need to be replaced less often. This reduces the demand for new materials and conserves resources. In addition, steel fittings are often manufactured using recycled steel, further reducing their environmental impact. By choosing steel fittings, companies can demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and reduce their environmental footprint. Steel fittings also offer advantages in terms of security. Steel is a strong and tamper-resistant material, making it difficult to access or modify the contents of a piping system. This is especially important in applications where security is a concern, such as pipelines carrying hazardous materials. In addition, steel fittings can be easily secured with locks or other security devices. Steel fittings also offer advantages in terms of traceability. Steel fittings are often stamped with identifying information such as the manufacturer's name, the material grade, and the date of manufacture. This information can be used to track the history of the fitting and ensure that it meets the required standards. Steel fittings also offer advantages in terms of standardization. Steel fittings are manufactured to recognized industry standards, which ensures that they are interchangeable and compatible with other components. This simplifies the design and installation process and reduces the risk of errors. Steel fittings are a versatile and reliable choice for a wide range of applications. By choosing steel fittings, companies can save money, improve performance, enhance safety, and contribute to sustainability. The shift to steel fittings represents a practical and beneficial decision for organizations seeking to optimize their operations and embrace sustainable practices.